Hey everyone, thank you for joining me on another Brooklyn Baritone production. It's a beautiful day outside. And even though I say it's day outside, it doesn't matter when you choose to join me morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, late at night, doesn't matter. I appreciate the likes, looks, listens, but of course, I'd appreciate you hitting the subscribe and notification bell on my YouTube channel, Brooklyn Baritone. Do that if you want to, doesn't matter. No pressure here, no pressure at all. All I care about is getting out the word. I want to reiterate a topic that I've talked about before: leadership. I talked about it at least a couple times in the past. Just want to jump on it again. Quick history. I was presented with many different leadership positions in my lifetime. I'm not saying this to, toot my own horn or to be cocky or anything like that, but it's just what it was. The crazy thing is that, yeah, Yah will see things in you and you won't see for yourself because unfortunately, if we don't come up in his identity, knowing who he is. Therefore, we don't know who he is. We ain't gonna know who we are. And other people may see things in you that you don't see. Again, if you're not confident in yourself, you're not gonna see what other people see easily. Different times I was afforded the opportunity to have leadership positions. I was in the Boy Scout. Yeah, Brooklyn Baritone is a Boy Scout. I was given an opportunity to be senior patrol leader. I wasn't ready for that, not at all, because I was cool, just doing my own thing, getting my patches, going for the trips and all that stuff. I didn't really know anything about organizing people, and people saw that. I didn't see it then. There's other times in different positions professionally where I was pretty much offered like manager positions. I said, oh, it wasn't worth the headache for me at that time. And there are other instances as well where I was a PTA president, kind of thrown in it. And, myself and my wonderful late wife, we were put into the positions to be part of the student board. But it's wild how these opportunities come before you time and time and time again in different steps in your life. And I just didn't feel I was ready for it. Things I didn't want to deal with. And I just felt like, I'm seeing other people. It's a little somewhat humility at the same time. It's like you're not giving yourself the proper justice to know what's in you, because sometimes there's things that we just don't want to deal with. But anyways, going forward with leadership is it's a grand thing. And sometimes the wrong people get in these positions and do the wrong things, and sometimes the people who should be in it may want to shirk responsibility and don't feel that we're up to the challenge with it. But when I talk about leadership, before I talk about any more leadership, at least want to focus on the leader that we all should be focusing on and patterning our way of thinking and approach. A leader is supposed to be a follower first and foremost. A leader is someone that will look to serve the people that they're essentially leading. I strongly believe that everyone has the ability and at least the potential to be a leader. You may not think a leader is going to be weak in one way and strong in another way. People think that leaders are supposed to be strong in everything. That's not true. Many people has knowledge. Many people have knowledge. They have talents. They have skill sets. They have abilities that'll come easier for other people. And when they step into that, when they are more confident in themselves and they get better at the things that they're good at, that resonates with people. In a sense, that's kind of leadership. It's always good to be humble. And it's always good to not just rely on yourself, but also look at the strength of other people around you. Yahushua HaMashiach is the ultimate type of person, an example that we need to pattern ourselves after. Quick passages, because he came down to show us how it's done. The leaders, the Pharisees and the Sadducees at the time, they weren't feeling him, because him in his true pure form as a leader, as a person, especially of the word, he is the word, they felt automatic rebuke. This is why when some people are around you or certain people, they feel a way. They may tend to be negative towards you because, yeah, they may sense something about you that puts them off. Because sometimes there are things that you do naturally that will make other people hate on you because they feel the automatic rebuke. This is what it is, unfortunately. Not trying to be cocky about it. It's just, this is what it is. So the same way how Yahusha came down in his true pure leadership form, the leaders who were there to lead the people, they were put on blast basically. Because here comes this man teaching better than you, speaking better than you, doing more than you guys have ever done. We're giving you money, we give you status, you have all the robes, all the jewels, you have all these things. If they had Maybachs back then, these guys would be in Maybachs, right? And here come Yahusha on a bicycle, showing people, building people up. For instance, this is Matthew chapter 9. He came down, basically, he said to the paralytic, the lame person, this is chapter 9, verse 6, saying a little excerpt of it. He then said to the paralytic, rise, take up your bed, and go to your house. He will come and heal people. See, when people talk about Yahusha and they'll say, Yahusha says, come as you are, because they want to justify their lifestyle, whatever that is, and their habits. Yeah, come as you are, because he will come to see what's going on with you, but doesn't mean stay as you are. It's like he told the paralytic, he ain't healed him and said, okay, you could chill here and get up when you're ready. No, he healed the paralytic and he told him, take up your bed, rise, get up, take your bed, and now go home. Because I met you where you are. I saw what the problem was and I healed you and I helped you understand what's going on here. But you can't stay where you are. I have given you something. So now you go forward and you go forward in life. You don't just take it and it's chill there because it's basically it's casting pearls before swines. You're giving things out, gems out, gifts out, but then people are not going to appreciate it and not going to take it the way they should. So there's another thing about a leader, they will come down and see what's going on. You see, when you see a leader now, especially in the political landscape, especially what's going on in this administration, it's not just this administration, but many administrations right now in other countries, other counties, other cities, and past leaderships. First thing that many of them like to do is like they want to establish themselves. So a lot of budget cuts, cutting a lot of federal employee positions. The see the thing with the leader, if they really want to get to the root of a problem, exactly what Yahusha does, he goes to the people. He goes to where the issue is to come meet the people. I will put myself in the conditions and talk to the people and see what's going on. Maybe they're missing something. They need something. Maybe it could be too much of them here. It's causing problems. Maybe they're just not, they don't have what they need, the proper resource to get to what they need to. Right. This is still Matthew 9, and he's talking and sitting with the tax collectors and the sinners. Verse 10. And it came to be, as Yahusha sat at the table in the house, that see many tax collectors and sinners came and sat down with him and his Talmudim, as his disciples. And when the Pharisees saw it, they said to his Talmudim, why does your teacher eat with tax collectors and sinners? They weren't doing that. They were the leaders. The leaders are supposed to come and see what's going on. You see, our idea of what a leader is we raise someone up on a pedestal, someone that we think knows what's going on. They know better than us. So we're just going to pass the buck of responsibility and stewardship to who we think a leader is supposed to be. As opposed to us following Yahusha, we're all supposed to be leaders. Like I said earlier, we all have the potential to be leaders. We all are supposed to have the responsibility to have self-governance, to know our talents and our strengths and our abilities, and also recognize the talents, the strengths, and the abilities of other people to help rise everybody up. But see, these leaders, just like the leaders we see today, they're not going down to see what the problem is. They basically stay in their pedestal and look down and throw down a bunch of regulations and rules and laws that they don't follow themselves. They're not willing to go down and see what's the problem. The whole thing that's going on with many people unfortunately losing their livelihoods and their jobs, it's ridiculous and it's wickedness basically, because if you're a leader, you're supposed to come down exactly as Yahusha did. See where the people are, see what's going on, and then you fix it from there. And at the same time, whatever he's willing to tell people to do, he's doing himself. That is what a leader is. A leader is more than willing to do or put themselves in a position that they are directing other people to do. One example of a good leader is Moses. One part he kind of failed at a little bit was that he was taking too much on for himself, where his father-in-law had to say, hey, you're not doing yourself a good service. All these people, there's going to be a lot more problems. You're going to have to learn to delegate, my man. So he took that advice and he did delegate. So even though you feel obligated, what many people feel like that, I feel like that too at times, where I feel like I need to just do everything because I know what needs to be done. But then I'm only one me, man. There's going to be people around you that's willing to know. And they may know how to do something a little bit better than you may know. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room. You could surround yourself with people smarter than you or more able-bodied than you are with certain things. And you're humble enough to realize that. But the thing is, you got to help people have the humility, have the self-governance, and have the self-confidence in your identity and your potential to know that you have what it takes, and anything, get the resource to get what it takes. Not dictate, but you're willing to come to where they are. Go to where the paralytic was, the lame was. Go to where the tax collectors and the sinners were. Go to where they were and help them and heal them. This is how we get better. That's all I got for the day. If you guys want to see more of my content, feel free to go to my website at brooklynbaritone.com. I got merch there. I got a whole bunch of other production stuff that's there too. I'm kind of creative a little bit. You can go to my Brooklyn Baritone YouTube site. The channel is Brooklyn Baritone. More than likely you're on here right now watching it. I'm also on Facebook and I'm on Instagram. The audio versions of this podcast can be found on Google, on Amazon, and on Apple. I also air 4 times a week on Brooklyn Cable Public Television on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 a.m. and 2 p.m. on Verizon, Optimum, RCN, and Spectrum. Thank you guys for listening. You'll hear from me next time, next week, next day, whenever. I'm trying to ramp up the production stuff here. But anyways, thank you guys for listening. I'm out.